Whenever my husband and I were planning our wedding, we were on a pretty tight budget. We had $5,000 to cover everything. I remember thinking, money's gonna run out pretty quickly if we don't figure out a different plan pretty soon. We prayed about it, and we ended up finding a wedding planner who was willing to work with us and do everything for the cost that we had, including covering her own fees. I remember thinking that we were saved from what could have been a really embarrassing outcome. What could have been a disaster ended up being a celebration that we were able to have with us privately and then with those that we were able to share publicly with. Most of our guests had no idea about the would-be disaster, but we had a great time and a wonderful wedding. But this only happened because we were able to meet with our wedding planner periodically. We took her wisdom and advice, and we did whatever she told us to do, which included saying goodbye to a $400 deposit. This is the very thing that we see with the wedding at Cana in the book of John. This is the first of many transformative moments that we will see throughout our journey. But Jesus comes into this place and he takes what would have been a social disaster and brought shame and disgrace upon this family and turned it into a cause for celebration. He initially said to his mother, "My time has not yet come." But then his mother turns to the servants and says, "Do whatever he tells you." And so they did. And when they did, water was transformed into wine. The family did not run out and the celebration continued. What would have been disaster ended up being celebration. Those behind the scenes, though, were the only ones who knew, but only after they did whatever Jesus told them to do. This miracle of water into wine shows us the transformative effect that Jesus can have with our own personal disasters, but only if we do whatever he tells us to do. We all have things in our lives, maybe a personal disaster, a disappointment, a failure, something that maybe has brought disgrace or shame upon us, and we can take those very things to Jesus and watch him transform those. My challenge to you is to think about those areas of your life and then take them to Jesus. Then do whatever he tells you to do and watch him take those very same areas and turn them into a cause for celebration.